to those who are relocating to the diaspora, my advice is that you are going against the wind. You are running against the direction of the wind. This is a proverb.
Oh my God.
Vanhu vari kuenda kuchando because of economic issues. Muri kukanganisa. Why is he saying that? He is saying kuti kuchando is not always the best solution. I've turned down offers dzekuenda kuchando, by the way, since around 2012. There were so many offers for me kuti niende kuchando. But I always feel that there is hope for me in Zimbabwe or in Africa. And I've got my reasons. But I want you to tell me what you think about this. A friend of mine wrote a book called Surviving the Diaspora. Ephraim Garwe. This is the book that is on the screen. And you can get in touch with him and he can get you that book. If you want, before you say, I'm going to the diaspora, this is very, very important. But what is also more important, panyaya kwenda diaspora or going into the diaspora, inyaya yekuti, there are hidden costs that you do not know. For example, here in Africa, you can live 5, 10, 15 years without medical aid. You can live without paying a car on a month-to-month basis, especially in Zimbabwe. You can live without paying a month-to-month internet service. Like, okay, ndikatenga data rangu kana kuti $10 or $15, it can survive me a month for the business that I want to do, and that's it. But all these things, when you go into the diaspora, they are compulsory. House tax, council tax, all these taxes that will come, medical insurance, all these, they are coupled in living in diaspora. But also worse still is that when you get in there, you are not a citizen, you are a foreigner. So there are things that are accrued to citizens that you cannot get because you are a foreigner. I have seen this living in South Africa, so I have just a little bit of taste, but having visited other countries, I can tell how people are living, and having spoken to people, I can tell how people are living. But get the book and you can get the understanding of how things are. But what do you make of what Apostle Chiwenga says in this video? Panyaya yekuti kugara ku diaspora is not the best way of doing it. But some also might say, but imima Apostle Chiwenga muri outside the diaspora. He actually mentions it in the video. So tell me what you think about this in the comment section.
When the time comes, you shall realize I was true. Running away from your home when it catches fire is not wisdom. It's not just cowardice. It's an abdication of family duty. It's our duty to fix our country and not to run away. We must find a way to come back home, wherever we are. Unless it became an existential threat. Of course, you can't remain when you are facing a threat to your own life. Because for you to contribute to building your country, you have to be alive first. So we can't tell you to remain if it was threatening your life. But if it was your economic situation, I want to encourage us to be innovative, to be able to adapt to the situation, and never to leave our motherland in the hands of a vampire government, hoping that a miracle will happen to solve the problems for us in our absence. We are going to walk back into a Garden of Eden, whose foundations we were not involved in its building. That's a fairy tale. We mustn't enjoy fairy tales. We are now adults and we are facing a real problem. Unless your life was on the line, leaving the country is not the best thing. Our children and our children's children are going to look at our graves and admire us. They never ran. They stayed at home. They played a contributing factor and part in fixing the problem. And now our situation is better, our country is better. When Germany suffered defeat in the First World War, the Germans did not look for jobs in the greener pastures. They stayed in Germany. They committed to put their hands on the deck, and they all contributed in building Germany to what it is now, one of the greatest economies in terms of stability in the world. It was done by the Germans. They never left to go to America. They said, we are Germans. We will live in Germany. Our country has been destroyed by the war. We are going to build it again. It's our job to build our country. No one will do it for us. No one is going to challenge an irresponsible government on our behalf. We are going to do it, but it's just going to be at the right time. We have to speak the same language first. Until everyone has a wound, we are going to remain selfish like this, buying a Rolls Royce in a country that does not have a proper road until the time when all roads have been destroyed. And we are facing and glaring at our own misery and say, right, like a warthog, there's nowhere else to run. Let's face the dogs and let's build our country again. These are the words that I wanted to share with us. We have to be strong. We have to be prayerful. We have to find one another. We have to start to feel for each other. We have to start to love one another. We have to start to unite, to do things together as countrymen and countrywomen. That is required for our country to recover. Our selfishness is of a world record. We don't care for each other at all. At all.